Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Wandering in the Wilderness. When fall time rolls around and I get a little bit of time off for Thanksgiving, I like to explore what the great state of Texas has to offer. Whether it's Big Bend National Park, Caprock Canyon State Park, Padre Island National Seashore, or Paladuro Canyon, I've gone to some pretty cool places once the temperatures get a little bit cooler. This time around it was Guadalupe Mountains National Park. So without further ado, let's just jump into the video. The Guadalupe Mountains are about 8 hours west of the Dallas area and are actually the remains of a reef from an ancient sea that covered most of western Texas and southeast New Mexico. My hike started near the Pine Springs Visitor Center. Alright, so I started my hike today, taking the Frijoles Trail over to the Bear Canyon Trail to get up on top of the plateau here. Been interesting so far. Certainly had difficulties finding a place to stay last night. Ended up going all the way back to Carlsbad. But all in all, it worked out pretty well. I've already seen about 6 mule deer in the half a mile from the parking lot here. So hopefully we'll get to see some wildlife and some good views and have a nice little hike here. So we'll talk to you a little bit further on down the trail. Start the climb up Bear Canyon. That's that canyon right behind me there. It looks pretty steep, so we'll see how it goes. Just a beautiful day in Guadalupe Mountains National Park. We'll see you a little bit further on up the trail. About halfway up the canyon. It is pretty steep, not too bad though. But yeah, it's a beautiful canyon. You get about halfway up here and it kind of starts to change from desert into a little bit more forest, and pretty cool little hike so far. I guess I'll keep going up the hill here. I made it to the top of the Bear Canyon Trail. It is definitely pretty steep, man. It'll get your attention for sure. But awesome views on the way up. Just to give you kind of an idea here, we got going on behind me. Now I just got to go another couple miles back to my campsite, the Tejas campsite. We'll see a little bit later on down the trail. Boy, I got up on top here. Everything changed and I'm in a forest now. Pretty amazing how much it's changed from one side of the ridge to the other. Still no water sources up here. You have to bring all your water with you. Got about 2.5 miles left to camp at the Tejas backcountry campsite. We'll see a little bit further on down the trail. Alright, one more trail junction down. Heading to the Tejas backcountry campsite. It's supposed to be about 3/10 of a mile down the trail here, so we'll see what it looks like. When I head back, I'll take the other side of the loop, which is back this way, up the hill again. Let's see what that campsite looks like. We'll see a little bit further on down the trail. Made it to camp for the evening. Normal national park flat spot on the ground out here. There's probably about I don't know, 5 or 6 sites out here, but for now I guess it's time to set up camp. So I made it to camp, and then the clouds rolled in and the temperature dropped about 10 degrees. Whew, it got cold quick. Thanksgiving Day, a lot to be thankful for. Happy to be out here, even if it is a little cold. I'm also pretty tired. I laid down after I got everything set up and just bonked out for about an hour and a half. I was out on the JMT 3 months ago, but I guess those trail legs and that shape is all gone. So I'm gonna try to see if I can make it back out to Hunter Peak for sunrise. Should be a pretty good view from there. Well, I guess I'll find out. Definitely glad I came out. So we'll holler at you tomorrow. I don't know if you can even hear me. It's pretty windy out here. Yeah, I tried to get up early this morning to catch a little bit of sunrise, and it was a little bit late for the best part of sunrise, but I think I was able to pick out a few decent shots. It is pretty chilly this morning. I'm guessing it's in the 30s. Probably not down to freezing, but pretty chilly. Now it's on back down to the trailhead, get a little bit more food, fill up my water, and then head up to Guadalupe Peak. We'll see a little bit further on down the trail. filled up my water, stopped at the car, just not too far away from the trailhead here, getting ready to head back up. So we've got about 3.1 miles to camp and then another mile to Guadalupe Peak. So here we go. Alright, so made it to the top of Texas here. I got Guadalupe Peak over to my left. Had to duck down over here out of the wind so maybe you could actually hear me. I'm gonna hang out here until sunset and see if maybe I can get some good shots here. Got camp set up about a mile down, so probably won't even take me about 30 minutes to get there. The wind is pretty crazy, but here's my view. Alright, made it to the top again this morning. Beautiful sunrise. I'll probably put some pictures of that in right about here. But amazing little trip here. Wasn't sure if the clouds were gonna catch on fire or not. Turns out they did. I think it made for some pretty good pictures. And some awesome views and a nice relaxing morning. So pretty amazing stuff. Guadalupe Mountains National Park, pretty nice little place. Pretty nice little place. Now it's a mile back down to camp, pack up, and then another 3 miles back down to the parking lot and start the 8-hour drive home. So still think it's worth it though, to get to beautiful places like this. And alright, all packed up and ready to go. Got my campsite all cleared out. Got about 3 miles back down to the parking lot. Time to head back down, so we'll see a little bit further on down the trail.